Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It definitely feels like homework.
Nah, man.
All right.
You guys are going to get it.
I don't know if the
not that
listeners
bad.
pick up on this, but I am perpetually tired when we do these podcasts because we run them at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night after a day of work and child rearing on my end. And I'm just like, get through the top 5, God damn it. I want to go to bed.
Oh, no.
Done.
They are aware. All right. We can go back to past episodes where you're like, get through the damn top 5.
Oh, no.
You need to go now.
You think I give Ryan shit on the top 5 every time? I'm like, number 3, Brian, number 3, let's go.
Let's go.
Why do
go.
you think? Why do you think I
Well,
explain it
you've
in more
gone, You've
detail?
gone 20 minutes. You've gone 20. In my defense, you've gone 20 minutes in the top 5.
I think it's. I just do it on purpose to be a smartass
And
sometimes.
then John comes around. I'm gonna cut you next time you do that. Now that I know how. All right. Here we go, everybody. Welcome to Xenomania. We got a great episode for you. Before we tell you what it's about, John's got a surprise, much to my chagrin.
Yes. We're going to play a little game, you two.
I'm
Do
ready.
you want to play a game?
You guys are going to blind rank 5 movies.
Okay.
There is a theme. Whoever guesses the theme first gets a point.
Okay.
Whoever has the best list, and by best list, the one that is most accurate to how I rank these 5 movies.
Say the one that's your opinion.
Yes, because my opinion is the one that matters because I made the game.
So
Yeah, that's
basically,
true.
when Dawn of the Dead pops up, number one. Number one.
Ah. You think you're funny. There is no Dawn of the Dead on here.
Boo.
Is there a return?
So Nope.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let's get it going. Movie number 1, Scream 2.
I have nothing to rank it against, so it stays in the void for now.
No, it's like those games when they
That's
do.
why it's blind ranking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how you play. You just put it, and there's 5 of them.
Yep.
Number 5.
If we do,
right.
hold on. If we're doing Scream 2, oh, hold on. Is this top 5 Kevin Williamson films?
No.
Okay. Scream 2, I would have to put at number 3.
Okay.
I'm not actually going to stick with 5. Number 4. I'll do 4.
Here, I'm gonna write it
4.
down so I got it.
Yeah, good idea.
Scream 2 at number 3.
Starting to feel like homework again.
Hey, I don't mind homework. All right.
All right. While Ryan's writing this down, I'll give you the second movie, which is Volcano.
Oh, dude.
You know.
That's the one with Pierce Brosnan, right?
No, that's
Is that-
Dante's Peak. Volcano is
Dante's
with
Peak.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah. So, like, they came out
Oh,
the same
okay.
summer for some reason. It's like we needed 2 apocalyptic volcano movies.
Yeah,
the
that
same
was
time?
in the stretch of summers where 2 of everything came out. Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Yep.
Volcano, I mean, that's got to be number 5, right?
Yeah, I'm going with you on that one. I'm number 5 on that.
That was a bad movie. Objectively bad movie.
Tommy Lee Jones couldn't even save it. And he saved Under
God.
Siege. All right.
I love the way you guys are getting pinned into these next 3 movies.
Yeah, I was going to say, fuck. All right, here we go, you bastard.
Movie number 3 is 2002's Scooby-Doo.
Oh, dude, that's not 2. Number 2.
Oh, I got to go with number
I
2
love that
on that.
movie. I watched
Hold
that on
on.
my Hotbox for like ever. Yeah, I'm admitting to federal crimes. I don't care.
Yeah, no. I think everyone had a hot box. I mean, that's how I watched Scary Movie too.
Was Matthew Lillard in Volcano? Wait, no, he wasn't in Scream 2. Never mind. I was going to say, are these all Matthew Lillard movies?
No, I'm trying to
Hold
figure
on.
out which actor is in every. Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr.
But he's not in Volcano.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
Nope.
And he's not in Scream 2. I jumped the gun.
All right. Movie number 4, House on Haunted Hill, 1999.
That's a good 3, honestly. I really am worried about the fact that I have a blind number 1 right now. House on Haunted. I liked House on Haunted
probably
Hill. I
should
liked
be.
it more than Scream and Volcano, and I liked it about as much as Scooby-Doo. So it's fitting well in my list.
I gotta go with number 4 on it because I don't know what you picked for number 1. Because I don't want to like make a mistake, but
Now,
I
House
might.
on Haunted Hill doesn't feel like a number one though, right, Ryan? Like that's not really it.
I don't know. That's like my
Boy,
childhood right there.
if House on Haunted Hill didn't feel like a number one to you guys,
Oh
the
God.
5th movie is Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, that's definitely
Oh.
number 1. I'll take that as number 1. That's like
Maxo. Our list is
God,
almost the same.
it is.
Yeah, you guys didn't vary up too much.
Volcano,
Where did you
Scream
both have
2,
Volcano?
5.
Yep,
Scream 2,
5.
number 4 for me. House on Haunted Hill 3, Scooby Doo, and Max Overdrive.
Yep. And I went Volcano 5, House on Haunted Hill 4, Scream 2 at number 3, Scooby Doo number 2, and Maximum Overdrive number 1.
So,
Is it
Kearns, you
Velma?
wound up with Volcano higher,
No, Volcano was still 5.
and Volcano was what for you? Wait,
Yeah,
5
5.
also?
Yeah. John does not agree with.
Volcano was bad. You know what?
Volcano's
It,
a solid 2 or 3 for me.
oh,
Ah,
you know what's
Hell,
no like
that-
what's a solid 2 or 3 for me is not The Day After Tomorrow. What's the one with John Cusack in the world? 2012.
Yep.
2012.
That was like the evolution, and that was the final form of that movie type. Was 2012. Volcanoes themed. Okay,
Give me your order again one more time.
Ryan, go first.
Maximum Overdrive at number 1, Scooby Doo at number 2, Scream 2 at number 3, House on Haunted Hill at number 4, and Volcano at number 5.
And I had Maximum Overdrive at number 1, Scooby Doo at number 2, House on Haunted Hill at number 3, Scream 2 at number 4, and Volcano at number 5.
We really just switched Scream 2 and House on Haunted Hill. Yep. Because I do like that Jada Pinkett scene in the beginning.
And I do like Scream 2 being at number 4.
Yeah.
So that's a point to Kearns, who has a guess. Who has a guess as to what this list is.
Movies that the world could do without having. House on Haunted Hill,
No.
actually.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
Maximum Drive needs to stay in this world.
Hmm.
Ryan?
Revenge. It's all about revenge. Each one, right?
You guys,
I mean,
you guys got close, but not quite. These are all movies with cast members of our movie of the week. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
So I had the
okay.
Matthew Lillard, like, kind of like I was starting to
Mhm.
figure that stuff out. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s in Scooby Doo, so he's in
Yep.
Scream. No,
Mhm.
he's in Scream 2, right?
No.
No, what is he in? No, he's in Scooby Doo, rather.
Yep.
Okay. Volcano. Tommy Lee Jones is in I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, he's not.
No. He's the
Who's
fisherman.
who's in
It's Anne
Volcano?
Heche.
And
Oh,
Heche.
Anne Heche.
Anne
That's
Heche.
right. I like that movie where she
Mhm.
and Harrison Ford are stuck on an island trying not to kill each other, and then they make out. That's like Anne
That's-
Heche at her peak.
And then
Uh,
Bridget Wilson is in House on Haunted Hill. She's the one with the
Mhm.
camera.
Yep.
And she's the first death, I think, when they go in.
I think you're right.
Yep.
Bridget Wilson, Sampras.
Sampras. Sorry. My
What's
bad.
Maximum
She is
Overdrive?
Pete Sampras' wife, too.
Yeah, that is a good
Um,
question.
I'm looking up his exact name now because it's one of those initial names. It is. Oh, where'd you go, dude? J. Don Ferguson.
J. Don Ferguson.
Is he the
He's
fisherman?
one of the older
Who
dudes.
the hell is that?
Okay. I'm like, is he? The
No, I don't
It's
even
like
think he's that. I think he's
Jonathan-
just like some passing through character.
Johnny, what is it, Galecki? I thought he might
Yep.
be one of these dudes.
Mhm.
No, J. Don Ferguson.
Nah,
He didn't have anything I really liked.
Oh, God.
Johnny Galecki. Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, I went looking.
No, he's not in anything.
Early Roseanne.
Yeah,
Say
that's
I
like
see
it.
on that.
Yeah, he's David. All right. So I
think
hated
what-
that from my core, but it was fun. It was
Oh, I
fun.
loved it. This is if we do assignments like
that
this
list
every
was
week. I'm
that
fine
list
with
was
it.
not in my wheelhouse. That's all. Yeah, but welcome
Just wait till my
everybody.
top 5.
As John, yeah, I can't wait for that. As long as it ends within the calendar year. So welcome everybody. We're doing our next episode on I Know What You Did Last Summer, fan favorite movie. I don't think you people understand the sweaty grip this movie had in 1997 on
Yes.
1997. Just the sheer amount of star power hotness in this movie had both genders going crazy. There's Ryan Phillippe and Freddie Prinze Jr. That was that was it right there. That's all you needed. You had Sarah Michelle Gellar, who was huge.
Yep.
She was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, probably the most popular TV show, like 4 or 5 years in that decade, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was making
At least the
crazy
most
money.
popular, like, cult teeny kind of show.
I knew dudes who would be watching that show, like
Yeah.
old
Oh, yeah. I
dudes.
watched.
Not for
I
creepy
watched
I
it.
reasons.
watched almost every episode for like
They would-
5 seasons.
Yeah, they would watch it and they would talk about like how the plight of her position when the Hellmouth opened up, and like I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro, there's like a $2 budget. Take it easy. So there's that, and then there's Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yep.
Which is moderately problematic
Why is that?
Is it
because
because
she was only 17.
yeah.
She was only 17 in this movie with the tube
Yeah.
cops and all that.
This was peak creepy American male. I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. Maxim covers like
Well,
ick.
I was
Luckily-
younger than her, so it was allowed for me to lust after her.
Yes, for you guys it's perfectly allowable. For me, not so much.
Well, you were in a gray area too. You were like in your early 20s. That's like, all right, I get it.
Mid.
Yeah, like a poster,
Mid.
all right. But like a poster on the wall would have been a little bit much. But you know, like a fan page, then we would have known you might have a problem. But just being like, yeah, no, she's hot. But Sarah Michelle Gellar was what, 31?
No, she was in her
She was only
mid-20s.
like 18, 19. She was 18, 19.
I thought she was
That's
in early
wild.
20s. I'm sorry, not
She
How
was-
old was Freddie Prinze? I met Freddie Prinze Jr. by the way. He was
Oh, that's
working.
cool.
He was
Freddie
doing a
Prinze
shoot
was-
at the airport. He's like 7 feet tall. Did anybody know that?
No, I didn't.
No.
think that.
Well, I mean, you guys are all tall, so I guess it doesn't matter. But he's like 6'6". It's like,
Okay.
holy shit, he's pretty tall.
That's pretty.
That's
That's a tall
tall.
dude.
Pretty tall. And he was
Doesn't look
nice,
it
too.
on the screen.
No,
I mean,
I
to,
guess
like-
that's because they're all pretty tall. Except for Tom Cruise, little midget.
Ugh.
Now I get Scientologists coming after me.
Nah, that's all right.
But-
Bring it. But Jada
Bring
said
it.
something interesting about that yesterday. She said, she really looks like she's a teenager. And we were thinking she was in her like 18, 19, maybe early 20s. And I can't wait to tell her to be like, she was 17 in this. Because you can tell in her face she's younger than definitely everyone. Even like Johnny Galecki, who he's definitely in his early 20s, and Hollywood had already, he's gone through Hollywood at that time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Johnny
he's been
Galecki.
around.
But he wasn't as huge as he got after Big Bang Theory launched him. 'Cause that was that.
No.
Yeah, he was always a B or a C kind of guy. He was never an A. He had a taste of an A on Big Bang Theory. Literally. But yeah, man, I know what you did last summer is interesting for us to do for a couple of reasons. We did My Bloody Valentine and we did the slasher flicks. But this one was like the slasher flick that was probably the apex slasher flick of the 90s. Right? For what it was.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
and Scream. Like Scream
Yeah.
sort of reinvented it the year before. And
Yeah.
I know what you did last summer is more throwbacky than Scream. Scream was like the self-aware.
Mm-hmm. Almost
Um,
fourth wall
Yes.
breaking. Like, yeah,
I know what you.
be right.
But
It's my favorite scene in that whole film. I know what you did last summer though. Is like, even though it's like they say, because you remember, I remember in the late 90s when it came out, they said it was a genuine copy of Scream because it was the same writer, Kevin Williamson. But no, it's totally different. It focuses on that
Yeah,
whole urban legend situation.
Yeah. And then they came out with
It
Urban
got
Legend
lumped
and it got
in.
like annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it got lumped in with Scream, but it really wasn't. Aside from the writer, it's really not Scream.
No, not at all. It's
No, I agree.
slower paced. Watching it again, it's very slow paced, and I like that. I like it about that. And knowing that the director didn't really want a lot of gore and go for more of the shock value with the realization that you've seen this, you're seeing it again,
Yeah.
but we want you to jump was pretty cool. I mean, besides a couple scenes with a lot of blood spewing out, it's very not a gory film, and it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it opens with typo negative, so you can never go wrong there.
No.
So the movie itself, since we're talking about how it differs from Scream, the movie itself is a revenge slasher, a la My Bloody Valentine. That's why I connected the two a little earlier. It's
Mm-hmm.
these very attractive teenagers are all out drinking. Ryan Phillippe is there. He's just an uber dick. If you guys haven't seen him in Way of the Gun with Benicio del Toro, you have to see that movie. It's got the best 10-minute opening of any of those like gun runner flicks I've ever seen in my entire life. And if you don't like Sarah Silverman, definitely watch the first 10 minutes of that movie because
You
it
don't
gets
like
even
Sarah
better.
Silverman?
I do. I do
Oh,
actually
okay.
like
I
her.
do too.
I was like,
I
wait a
do.
minute. How do
She
you not
doesn't
like
bother
Sarah
me at all.
Silverman?
But
I've always been a fan.
it is super funny to watch what happens in the beginning of that movie. Let me tell you.
Yeah, man.
So Ryan Phillippe is one of the problems. Freddie Prinze Jr. is the golden boy again,
Of
as
course.
he always plays the
Mhm.
like the doe-eyed dope. And
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think, Sarah Michelle Gellar's with Ryan Phillippe, and
Yeah.
which is ironic.
She's the like ditzy beauty pageant girl.
Total opposite of her character work in Buffy, which is a nice pace for her at that time because it shows her range,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
And
that's
she's
true.
I don't think she's that like I don't want to say well, she's not as stupid as she appears. Like she is ditzy, but she's like a smart ditzy, if that makes sense.
In the movie or in real life?
In the movie, real life, it's questionable. Oh no, I'm sorry, I don't want to get on her bad
No,
side.
they
I
she's
love
on
Sarah Michelle
she's on my
Gellar.
good she's on my good list because she and her husband chose to stop working to focus on being good parents.
Yep.
And her husband is Freddie Prinze Jr. for those of you who didn't know.
Mm.
So that's pretty cool thing to do. IMHO. But yeah, so before they were good people, they were assholes and they were driving down the road under the influence of alcohol.
Wait, we forgot
Mhm.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, she's in the movie
Yeah.
too. And she's also in the car
As Julie.
as
She was the
Julie.
good girl.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
it's like their end of high school beach party celebration. We're all gonna go our separate ways.
Yep.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's character Helen has just won the beauty pageant,
That's right.
like
That's right.
Miss Crab Cake or something.
And she's wearing the sash, I think, at the time. They're
The
driving,
Gabby
there's some
Brown.
debauchery going on, and they hit a guy. They hit a guy.
They
Oh.
smoke a guy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they hit
they
a guy
do.
hard. They hit a guy full bore. And guy goes like into the guardrail, right? Or is he like on the ground on the road? I forget which.
He's on the ground in the road, but how he flips. So I want to understand this because I can't get around this. Is when he hits the car, shouldn't he have taken Ryan Phillip with him when he hits Ryan Phillip? You know what I mean? Like physics
Are we gonna
wise.
do this tonight? Are we gonna do this tonight with the names? Ryan Phillip. It's Phillippe, dude. It's always been Phillippe.
Phillip.
It's a douchey
Listen.
name, but that's still his name. Ryan.
Well,
You
Phillip.
made him more douchey.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Because Ryan Phillip is a way douchier person than Ryan Felipe.
Felipe.
Philippi. I don't know. I make him Spanish every time I say his name. So
Felipe.
Ryan
So
Felipe
he's
over here.
Yeah.
Duh.
So you think he should have gone through the windshield and hit him?
Well, how
Or no,
he,
over
he-
he does that thing where he puts his arms up and the guy like rolls over him.
Yeah, and I mean, I know it's a silly slasher film, but it was like, come on, like that would have taken you out, and he's just grazed with blood. He's like, it's not mine. You should be a little messed up from that,
Yeah,
buddy.
that's some little movie
Yeah.
magic and a little bit of drunk Gumby spine.
yeah,
Probably that.
yeah.
The
And I mean,
adrenaline.
from this point, they make every dumb decision, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't call the cops because it's my car and I'm drunk, but you weren't driving.
Well, we spilt the liquor everywhere, so they know it's going to be me
They-
because
they're
everyone
not-
hates
They're
me.
not gonna they're not gonna believe it. Well, even if they don't, the only 4 witnesses are going to say you weren't driving.
I mean, it's
You're
fair.
free and clear. You don't have to then decide you're going to dump the body in the ocean.
This is like weird 90s logic, though. It's true. But yeah,
Yep.
that's what they decide to do is to finish off the murder, which they don't really like. They assume he's dead, and then they dump the corpse in the ocean, and they drive off with all the blood, DNA, and all that shit on the car. And presumably, they don't really They don't even talk about how they get the car squared away, do they?
No. No,
No,
they
it's
just
just, like,
jumped
rich
to a
people
year
stuff?
later.
Yeah, it's rich people stuff. I mean, he is still alive when they push him in the water because he snatches stuff and then goes into the water, and old Barry has to go in after it.
That's right.
We'll
That's
get a couple
right.
good what do you call it? Jump scares. It's not Barry, it's Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, Ray.
Yeah, it's right.
Ray
It's,
jumps in there.
yeah, it's right. Sorry. Yeah.
Because Barry, I mean, Ryan Felipe as Barry, I mean, he plays a dick very well. So, and it shows because he's definitely not jumping in the water. Ray's trying to
he
be
was-
the good guy, but he's like in the in between, in the beginning at least.
Well, I
That's
mean, the other thing is if your cover up is shot if the body washes up with the crown.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, true.
So somebody has to go in.
What a screw up.
And I mean, the only one of the 4 who's like even remotely unwilling to do this is Julie. She does not want to throw
Yeah, because
this guy into the ocean.
this is all like wrong, super wrong. You ran into the
Mhm.
dude. It's time to take a uncomfortable ride to the station, and face
Mhm.
up to it. That's it. But no, we wouldn't have a good movie with a bunch of teens in it if it wasn't for them.
No,
being
I mean you kind of don't have a movie if they did make a right decision there.
fair. So
True.
they would we get a flash forward? Is it like 1 year later because it's last summer?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's flash forward 1 year
Yep.
later. Julie is not like with them anymore, right? Because she's upset
Nope.
about it.
Julie's away at school
Yeah.
and doing about as well as I did my first year at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Not well. Different reasons, not well.
I was gonna say, I don't think you ran over anyone, John.
You don't know what I did that summer.
I was gonna say there it is.
Ah.
There it is. He teed it up. You had to hit it, you know. But that's it. But yeah, this movie isn't the greatest watch of my lifetime. So the plot is about as thin as a tinfoil hat. You get through maybe a linen one. You get through her there, and then people start getting killed.
Yep.
Who's the first to get off?
Oh, Max.
It's our boy, Max, Johnny Galecki.
Johnny Galecki takes
like-
it.
He gets crabbed.
For a vengeful fisherman, I'm confused why that's the first person he's taken out.
Yeah, he didn't have anything to do with it, did he? He didn't know.
I mean, Max is kind of a dickbag, but he's not.
Yeah, but vengeful
He
fisherman doesn't
wasn't
know that.
involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. Maybe he just wants to kill people that are close to her.
That feels like vengeful fisherman just taking care of side business in the process.
Maybe. And what's
I'm
his
trying to
weapon of
find it.
choice? We have to get the weapon of choice in the slasher.
It's the hook.
Ah, the big hook.
Yes, that was the most iconic part besides the slicker,
hmm
which was also that came back in Unbreakable as well. The slicker kind of look, but for a very different reason.
hmm
And that slicker look.
And the
was
hook,
big.
the hook feels very borrowed from Candyman. It's a
Yeah.
very similar hook.
That's a very good point.
But
It's a
it's also
very
that
good-
whole urban legend, and that's what they're basing it off of. So everyone knows about the man with the hook, the scratching of the car, the girl left alone, the guy hanging from the tree. At least that's how I heard it. So it's a very popular story, and utilizing it as this, I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is also a book by Lois Duncan, I think her name is, from the 70s. Same
Yes,
premise.
It's a Lois Duncan book.
Yep, it's same premise. There's some definitely major differences from the time.
She has a writing credit on this.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool because it's very, from what I read, from the book, quick synopsis, it's very similar. Besides like the time and time change.
Mhm.
But I want to mention about the whole Max thing. So there's a story behind that. During a test screening, um, Gillespie, Gillespie, the director, they noticed that with the producers that they needed a death sequence to show that these characters had a serious danger coming for them. So that's why they killed off
Mhm.
Max. Other than that, in the original script, he was alive till the end.
That's like, guess what? You're still getting paid the same amount, but you get to go home a few weeks early.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Cool. But
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
cool.
I
Nice.
just want to point out in appropriately named character lore, Ryan Philippe, whatever, Philip,
Felipe.
Ryan Felipe.
his character's name is Barry
Mhm.
Cox.
Yeah, that. I wonder if it's a nod to Courtney.
Oh, that's a
I
all
mean,
right.
the whole name together is kind of dirty too.
Yeah, true.
100%.
Barry Cox.
Barry
I mean, it's
Cox.
there. That's there.
And I mean, he's appropriately named also because he's a dick.
100%.
Yeah,
He's the
no good.
typical jock, like in every horror film, who you're like, I can't wait for you to die. Then he has a moment where he's like
Mhm.
really nice, and you're like, all right, you're still a dick, but you kind of won me over. Then he dies, and you're like, all right, kind of happy, kind of sad. Don't kill the
Mhm.
girl. She's dead though, anyway. It's all right.
All right. So
But
make
he-
this exciting for us again. What happens next that's not like just rote 1990s slasher nonsense?
Barry goes to the gym, as exciting
Okay.
as it is, and we got the fisherman stalking him. He's
In
like
the
playing
gym.
games in the gym. He's stalking him while he's taking a shower, and he's playing with him. He's messing with the locker. No, there's no tickling there, not even with the claw. But he receives
Oh.
this note. He sees his jacket is stolen. He runs out, and the fisherman's got the car, his BMW. And we have a little nice chase scene. Fisherman goes in reverse, takes that beautiful BMW all the way back, and then Ryan, Barry Cox, runs after it like a stupid idiot, not thinking that this guy's gonna go after him, and he gets chased and crashes through a fence, and he just stands over him. In one of the scenes where it's like, even when they ask him at the hospital, like Ray, Helen, not Helen and Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, when they're asking Julie, when they're asking him like what happened, he like kind of makes up a story, and he's like, if he wanted me dead, he could have killed me, but he kept me alive. It's just a prank. Like he's so oblivious.
He is oblivious, and it's one of those bad movie car chase scenes where he's just running in a straight line with all sorts of stuff on the sides that he could so quickly duck into and not get hit by a car.
Did you like the zigzag?
And
Yes.
the car
was
is
thinking about that.
going just slow enough to catch up to him most of the way, but not quite hit him. Like, neither one of them are particularly serious about this chase.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And it is one of the worst parts of the movie, which is like, and once again, it's a good for what it is movie, but it's not particularly like wonderful in any way, right?
They encounter Ray because they think Ray is behind it, which turns out is like the whole question of the whole film is Ray the killer, or is Ray on their side? And that's a nice little
Well,
twist by Kevin Williamson.
They also throw you the Egan family curveball because so
Yep.
they go see
Yeah.
Julie and Ellen learn that the guy that they think they killed is David Egan. So they go and visit his sister, who is Anne Heche, and who is really weird and really kind of Anne Heche about things.
Jada said the same thing too. She was like, she can only play Anne Heche. She's just in that role for life.
She is. And does she still have the short haircut, the Karen cut? Yeah.
Before Karen was popularized.
Got the Karen cut in this as well. So
So
one of the things I
and
wanted to
she's
touch
sure
on
that
before we moved on though was what this movie does have going for it is that coastal town vibe, and that adds a bit. And you can do a lot with that. It's Lovecraftian in a way, but it's more like you have the local lore, and there's stuff that only people from there know about, and that's very fisherman's village kind of stuff. It is baked into a movie that's on the coast, so that works out well for this. Do we know what
Which on a
the town is set in? Not in California.
North Carolina. Well,
Yeah,
it's
North
filmed.
North
It's
Carolina,
filmed. It's filmed in pieces of parts of California for the film. But the setting is North Carolina. And ironically, in the book, there's nothing mentioned about fishermen. So Kevin Williamson actually added it to the movie
Oh.
because his father was a fisherman, and he thought that would be like kind of cool to like have a
Wouldn't it be
villain
neat
with
if
a
Dad
hook.
murdered a bunch of kids? That'd be kind of cool. Let's make a movie about it. All right.
Doesn't
John,
say
I
a lot
stepped
about
on
his
you earlier.
dad.
What were you saying, bud?
It's okay. So we get Missy Egan, who's convinced that her brother killed himself and not that he got run over.
Yeah.
That's a suicide. And she got paid out for it, so she is not at all interested in finding anything else out either.
Nope.
Do you have to give that back? That's a good question for the lawyers who like to listen to this shit.
Not in
Would you have to pay that
1997.
back to the insurance company? Like,
I don't know. Miss Egan says I can't pay it back because I spent it all.
oh, there you go. There you go. All right. And then as we're moving forward, what's it's Will, right? Our Ben. What's his name?
Oh,
The freaking
Barry?
guy.
Barry Cox?
Yeah, Barry. No, not Barry Cox.
Barry Cox.
The guy, the freaking guy doing the murdering.
Oh, the fisherman?
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess we don't want to spoil the ending yet.
He's
for
just
the
doing his
people
murdering
alive.
business.
Whatever.
Gordon?
So he's off. Yeah, Gordon. Gordon's fisherman. What's he? Who's his next victim?
Yep. Gordon's fisherman is stalking Helen and Barry, and as they're coming through the parade, Barry chases what he thinks is the Gordon's fisherman, as we're calling him now, but it turns out to be this old guy, which I'm going to be honest, in that whole film, I feel so bad that he knocks that man down. Like, I felt so bad because his face, too, he's like, what the hell? Like, I was like, damn it, Barry Cox, you son of a bitch. But it leads to them attending the pageant because Helen has to give the crown. And as she's watching from her throne, she watches Barry get murdered. And it's well deserved, but you feel like the anguish and the pain because it's just a stabathon. And she tries
Yeah,
to
that's
warn
the
people.
part that's hard.
Oh God, yeah. And it's just like because
Yeah,
you're like he's such a
murders in this
dick.
are pretty brutal.
He's such
I
a dick,
mean,
but it's like
was
man.
his murder any more brutal than the talent portion of that beauty pageant?
Yeah, that was
No.
horrible. That was
I
more
mean, there was
worse.
stuff to help us get through that, but yeah.
I mean the fisherman at that point is like relief for Barry, I think.
Good point. And Ryan Felipe goes off to his sweet nothingness, and we move on to the next murder in this sweet little town,
Yeah.
which is
Which is Helen and her
Helen.
sister.
Oh, and don't
Takes
forget
them
the
out.
cop.
Oh yeah, and the cop, yeah.
Yeah,
The cop,
Billy
too.
Cox.
Yeah. He reminded me of a poor version of oh God. Andy
George
Griffith
Burns?
show. No,
Yeah.
not George Burns. Don Knotts. There we go. Barney Fife.
And that's where this gets super fun because now the guy is killing tons of innocent people for like no
Yeah.
reason. For no reason.
Yeah,
The
no.
plot of the movie sort of falls apart right around there, where you're just like, why would you go into hiding for a year to come back and kill all the people who wronged you because they hit you with their car? You would have probably done the same thing, you drunk bastard.
It's similar from another movie we watched, gentlemen. Uncle Sam. He goes right. He starts killing everyone. He kind of forgets why he was killing in the original place.
I don't
These
even think that they
psychos.
meant that. I think the movie makers forgot that he was supposed to have like a code. It felt that way in the beginning, and then he's just like murdering for murdering.
Yeah, I mean, I think with our Gordon's fisherman, it's an opportunity to settle some other scores, and you
Okay.
have to get rid of the witness. You have to get rid of a witness in Helen's sister.
Yeah.
True.
The cop, probably didn't have to kill, but who knows? Maybe that's a little local beef right there getting settled.
That's true.
That is
That
true.
small fisherman's town, like we said. So, all right. So let's wrap this up. Where does Jennifer Love Huge Tits come into this?
Oh, she comes. Well, Helen gets murdered between the tire sacks.
Yeah.
Julie basically kind of runs upon the Gorns fisherman, or she goes to Ray. I'm trying to remember. I think she goes to Ray first, and she goes basically to Ray, and she sees what the boat says because that was a big
Mhm.
thing. Joe Blue, right? Billy Blue. It's either Billy
Yeah.
Blue or Joe Blue.
Billy blew out because that was David Egan's friend.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
But Ray sort of put that information out there.
Kind of Ray set it all up unknowingly.
So, yeah, for like a good chunk of the back half of this movie, they're sort of building to you that this is Ray the whole time.
Yes.
And then
Which is the classic.
Julie shows up at Ray's boat, and the boat name and the way he's acting are sort of like, yeah, Ray did it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not Ray.
It's not
No.
Ray. It's the guy who should be killing kids. It's the freaking out of work fisherman.
Ben Willis.
All right. So final confrontation. That's his name. Thank you, Ben Willis. How does Julie get out of this?
Well, really, she gets chased throughout the boat. First off, they're on, and real quick, they filmed the boat scene on real rapid waters. That's the first thing, and they say it's like it was really hard to film, which it's crazy.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah. So they hated the scene, but it turned out to be really good because you got the chase scene with Julie and Ben, and then like Ray gets thrown over into the river. You think he's gone. He gets back up. Chaos ensues, and we get Ben who loses a hand and gets thrown into the river, which is like not really in my opinion, a climatic villain end.
No, it's a sequel villain end.
Yes. Well, if you get are we jumping into the ending? Because that was very phantasm right there. Saying.
I don't like that you connected these two at all. I think that somebody needs to smack you for that.
Boy.
Boy. No, Ryan, no. Bad. Somebody
Bad,
roll
Ryan.
paper. It's the comparison between the two feels unholy.
You don't
But
jump
why
when he
did
jumps
you
out
say
the
it?
window? When he jumps out the
okay,
window.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
okay.
just that part. Come on now. No one can replace our Angus Scrim.
So yeah, we get a happy conclusion. Julie and Ray survive. Ben is in the ocean, presumed dead again. Julie goes back to school, seems to have readjusted to normal life. We got jump another year ahead. And Julie first gets a letter that she assumes is going to be an I know what you did letter, but it's just a party invitation. She goes back in the shower, but she has a little message in the condensation on the shower door. And says, I still know. And you get your
Money Hungry 4 sequel.
Your phantasm ending.
Yeah.
Phantasm.
And
then they
and your wide open sequel.
And they go to Hawaii in the sequel. All right.
Yeah, which is awful.
I never watched the sequel.
Good, don't. It's worse than the first one.
It's basically
I hated this movie, and on the rewatch, it reminded me of all the reasons why I hated this movie.
You just gotta watch
It's
Club
just
Dread.
it's just I'm not that ostentatious either. It's just uninspired. There's no heart to it. I like some of the stuff, but there's too much mimicking what's popular right now. I definitely think they took a bit from Scream and stuff like that too. I didn't hate the first one, but I hate that they franchised it. I should say that. I didn't hate the first one, but I don't like that they franchised it. It could have been fine as a standalone movie. They didn't need to do that and ruin it. And
they wanted
did.
the money. That's it. Cash cow.
4.5.
I go a little different
out of
from
10.
you. I didn't love this when I first saw it. And rewatching it now, I liked it more. I
Yeah.
don't love it, but I like it more than I did.
But I'm also
I feel,
not a huge slasher film guy. So I guess that adds into it. I'm very into psychological, very into eldritch stuff. I like ghost story stuff. I like things with a supernatural twist, not a slashery one per
Mhm.
se. So that's probably another reason why I'm very lukewarm on the whole 90s slasher craze.
And I mean, really, it's Scream, and then I Know What You Did Last Summer that sort of revitalized slashers.
Big time,
yeah,
because then you
They're
got
yes,
urban
they did.
legend. They wanted the
Mhm.
shock value, so they did Final Destination. They were all on the same Venn diagram,
Yeah.
you
I'm
know.
shouting out Valentine because that doesn't get a shout out a lot. I do like some Valentine.
Like the My
Th-
Bloody Valentine or Valentine from the 90s?
Valentine '98 with the guy from
Mhm.
Angel.
Oh, so
David Boreanaz.
it was the
Yes,
broke
sir.
ass attempt. The broke ass attempt to make money.
Hey,
Talk about
I
just
still
like
like that.
scraping at the bottom.
Next
Oh,
Valentine's Day, Valentine.
get the guy from get the Buffy guy. Get the Buffy guy from the Pix 11. We're gonna make a movie. We're gonna make dollars.
Wasn't on UPN at that time, sir.
I thought Buffy was on 11, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
I think it was WB also.
Yes. No,
It might have
it was on
moved. It
WB
might have
too.
moved to it. Might have been like 1 or 2 seasons on UPN and then up to UPN was channel 9 for me, by the way.
Same
Mhm.
here,
Yeah,
Channel 9,
as long as we were all in the same boat. Uh,
Thursday Night SmackDown.
I didn't know wrestling was on UPN. I thought it was always on a Turner station at that point.
Nope.
Oh,
8
that
to
was
9.
WCW.
WCW.
WCW. Anyway, the movie sucked.
Wrestling.
Top 5s.
All right. So, top 5s this week. I kind of hinted at it earlier. I'm going with top 5 Kelvin Williamson movies. And to start it off, I am going with the 1999 American teen comedy thriller, Teaching Mrs. Tingle. It just follows a trio of high school seniors who must prove their innocence to their vindictive history teacher, played by Helen Mirren, Mrs. Tingle, who accuses them of cheating on their final exams. Number 4, we're going to California for this one, and it's Scream 4. Um, it is number 4 because I believe, there's better choices for Kevin Williamson films, but I do like that they brought Kevin Williamson back for the Scream franchise because he missed 3, and he was well needed. And it's just a fun film because it brings it back to Woodsboro. It kind of like you got a good start, and it's like I guess one of the first where they continue the first film or the franchise into a new film with new characters and the old characters as they would do with Halloween and the recent horror films. Number 3, I got to go with Scream 2, which I think was number 3 on my top 5 in the beginning. I listen, not
Yeah, it was.
Jada Pinkett Smith. So I'm going to say watch the beginning. Watch the beginning of that film. But it leads to
Get
number
my
2.
wife's motherfucker. Out your motherfucking mouth.
Oh,
Sorry, I had to
I
do it.
don't think Will Smith would have never been able to stop Timothy Olyphant. Spoiler
Oliphant?
alert on Oliphant.
No.
Um,
Raylan?
Number 2, we've talked about this movie before, so this will be quick. It's going to be The Faculty. Um, I it's definitely one of his better films that he wrote at that time, and it I would say brought sci-fi back into like I guess the fold, more into the attention space at that time, especially for I mean kids my age. I was in third, fourth grade, so seeing that film at that age and then being introduced to Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland,
Oh, nice.
that was pretty cool, you know. Um, then I got number 1. Number 1 is the classic Scream. That's like his best film. It's actually the first major motion picture he ever wrote, and he does a good job. We don't know the story. Matthew Lillard is the hero in the film with Skeet Ulrich, and yeah, John, I
Good
want to hear
throwback to
what your
last week,
top 5. Oh yeah,
by
I've
the way.
made a couple
Matthew Lillard
throwbacks,
is the
man.
hero, goddammit.
Listen,
All right, I got it. My top 5 fishing towns. of the more obscure variety.
Oh my God, you're fucking with me, right?
I feel like
I
Stephen
went
King's.
deep on. I
Oh,
went deep on some of
John,
these.
I feel like you did this just for me. Let's hear it.
I don't know. We'll see what you think after we do the 5, because this is an interesting 5. At number 5, we start with Humanoids from the Deep.
I think this is a little too obscure for me. I've never seen
This is
humanoids from
gonna.
the deep.
I never heard
This
that.
might be so. In Humanoids from the Deep, a coastal fishing town is under attack by humanoid sea creatures on a rampage of R-ing and murdering.
So it's like an army
I
of
don't know if I
creature from
want
the
to say
Black
that word.
Lagoon.
Yes, it kind of. It falls on a visiting doctor, Susan Drake, and the townsfolk to put an end to the creatures before the creatures end them.
This feels like a
It's a good
sci-fi
tagline.
channel movie.
Logline.
It's so wonderful.
John loves it. All right. What's number 4?
I love all these. I think number 4, Orca.
Oh, we just
heard of
watched
Orca.
Free Willy today with the kids, and I was thinking about hitting double feature with Orca.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to sleep for the next few months?
Nope. Yeah, Orca used to come on every year. We'd go up to Lake George. It was Jaws 1, 2, 3, 4, and Orca was on Friday because they didn't have a fifth
Yep.
Jaws.
Yep. So in Orca, local sea captain learns of the potential value of capturing a live killer whale, and he sets out to do just that. But his plan goes horribly awry when he kills a male and infant killer whale, leaving an angry, vengeful mother killer whale who goes on her own little revenge streak.
He gets hit people in
Nice.
pretty interesting ways in that movie. That's a good flick.
Mhm.
Orca's definitely a good hang. Very dark camera work in that. Not like dark metaphorically, like actually the movie runs very dark.
Yes, yeah. Like
can't
it's
see a lot.
definitely a movie you could play for laughs, and they don't.
Yeah. Good point.
Which brings me to number 3, The Mutilator.
That's on a coastal town?
Wow. So
Mutilator.
the coast plays very little, slight significance. Young Ed Jr. accidentally kills his mom while cleaning his father's gun. Years later, Ed, now in college, brings his friends home for a couple days at the beach. Things go south quickly as the town is abandoned, and even worse, someone starts killing the kids.
Oh well,
With that
This
gun?
No.
that would have been
This
nice
one
twist.
has really strong low budget. I Know What You Did Last Summer vibes,
Okay.
minus the sort of like 90s hipstery kind of thing.
When did they when was it filmed?
Way before, like 84.
Okay. So it's got that 80s vibe. That would be, or like,
Yeah,
I guess late
yeah,
70s,
80s.
early 80s.
Yeah, low budget. No one you've ever heard of. Like,
Blade Runner-esque.
Well,
kind
real,
of look.
real quick, I feel like I'm thinking of a side note with the film, like Last House on the Left, like how Wes Craven filmed that. It's very like, you can see it's very raw footage. Is it like a raw footage like that?
no, it's
Okay.
just the budget.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was
It's
thinking
definitely
of that
budgetary.
graininess.
Mhm.
Okay. That's
You know what?
Yeah,
I
no,
know it's not going to be on this list because it's also got the coast has very little to do with it. But In the Mouth of Madness was a movie that came to mind because it is but it's Lovecraftian in the way they do it, and it has that
Mhm.
shadow over Innsmouth sort of vibe with it.
Mhm.
I
I have other lists in mind for In the Mouth of Madness.
mean that is one of my peak. That's definitely probably in my top 5 of all time favorite horror movies.
Sam Neill.
Yeah,
Hey, the book. Yep. Okay. I
Yep.
won't say anymore.
Shutter Kane, but it's
Sutter
really Stephen
Kane.
King, and they don't want to get sued. But it's Shutter Kane. But yeah, man, that's a good one. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should do a Patreon watch of that movie for sure.
I mean, that can be a
watch.
full episode too. We could have a lot of
I mean, a
discussions about
Patreon
that.
watch is a 2-hour episode when you think about it.
That's true.
That's
For
true.
That's true.
And we
$9.99.
can do an episode on it after we watch it for the Patreon. But I digress. What's number 2? What's deuces?
Number 2 is Dead and Buried.
That's another one that
I've
was
heard
in
of that.
Blockbuster, right? All the time with the cover.
Yep. Yeah, that's got one of those iconic VHS covers.
Remember the name?
So, a string of strange murders rocked the small coastal town of Potter's Bluff. Tourists and passersby are vanishing and ending up dead, and then not so dead. Sheriff Dan Gillis must solve the case while navigating his wife's strange and potentially dangerous fascination with witchcraft. And as a little bonus in this one, you get a pre-Freddy Krueger Robert Englund.
Ooh.
Okay. That's cool. He's an
What was the
ugly
name of
man.
the sheriff? Oh, he's a handsome man. Don't talk
Dan
about Freddy
Gillis.
like that. I thought you said Shane Gillis for a second, and I really just
Before
George
he was
Washington.
canceled.
George what? Oh, really? Shane Gillis?
He was canceled. That's how he got popular. He got fired off of
okay.
SNL.
Oh, all right. I was like, what? He got
Now he's
canceled
cancel
recently? I
proof.
was
He
like,
can do
what
whatever he
the-
wants. Yeah, canceled. They fired him.
George
And,
Washington.
he became.
over the
He
Delaware.
blew up down in Texas. Anyway, number one.
Number 1, Blood Hook.
I've never seen
That-
Blood Hook.
That sounds familiar too.
Love Blood Hook.
Sounds like an Urban Dictionary term.
I can give you a definition, but it's not
No,
going to be
not
appropriate
you.
for our medium.
No.
So, Blood Hook, the annual Musky Madness fishing contest.
I don't like
and
this at all.
All the town's fishermen are competing to catch the biggest fish. Meanwhile, a killer is offing people with a giant hook.
Okay.
That's really all you need to know about this. It's got a
Okay.
really, really special long out of print Vinegar Syndrome edition.
Oh, interesting.
It goes
Remember,
for,
listeners, about Vinegar Syndrome.
Yes.
If you haven't,
It's
if we talked
amazing.
about it earlier in the episode lore, whatever.
Yep.
It's a place where you can get movies that are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I mean, this one routinely now goes for like $150, $200 on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw the prophecy was that was up there too. I mean, I opened mine because I'm gonna
You can
watch
get a
it.
new
But
copy. You can get a new copy of the Prophecy on Amazon, though. But not VHS. Is that what you mean?
oh no, I have the triple set from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's,
they put
it's
out
nice.
a limited one, and I think this past Thanksgiving time.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, John's got all this down too, Ryan.
Uh,
But
John,
yeah, guys.
John took me to Vinegar Syndrome, the main base, on Black Friday,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
awesome.
Did he?
It
At
was
what point in
awesome.
time did you start to think that he was leading you to some place for your organs to be harvested?
I was safe because Allison was there and Jada, so I felt safe.
Okay, Jada maybe but don't trust Allison.
No,
He's the one he's
Allison's present.
harvesting your organs for.
Yeah, Allison is way more likely to take your organs than me.
I'm on our
And
good side.
professionally, she's got a reasonable idea of how to do it.
That's why I'm staying on the good side, man.
Boy,
Yeah, man.
howdy. Especially,
Me too.
All right, guys. That was I Know What You Did Last Summer. And we're out of here.
Have a good one.
They,
Later.
Be